Is it rude of me to go around the car
No.
with the guy in the crutches? I do not have time for this shit. That's what the handicap spots are for. Jerks. Hey, what's up? It's Who the F is JC. I just got out of an advanced screening of this movie called Blockers. Is it fucking called Cock Blockers? What the fuck? What the fuck is this movie called? I guess Blockers, but essentially it's cock blockers, but they're too scared to use cock, so all the marketing has a giant rooster on top of the blockers word. That's the movie I went to see. Here's a Redlight review. I actually might not even need to do a spoiler alert for this one. Not much to really spoil in this movie. The story is these three girls, seniors in high school. They met when they were real little, the first day of school, became good friends. One of the girls revealed that she wants to fuck her boyfriend on prom night. The other two decided they wanted to also have sex on prom night, so they created like this sex pact. So these three best friends make this sex pact. They're all gonna get laid on prom night. And what happens? The parents get wind of this. John Cena, he plays like the naive, overly protective, the non-pants wearing man in the family. And then Judd Apatow's wife plays like the mom who thinks she's like best friends with her daughter. The dude, he's in Neighbors. He's friends with Seth Rogen's character. He's been in a lot of movies. I don't really know the man's name. He looks like if Butthead was from Beavis and Butthead in real life, grew up to become an adult. Looks like that guy. Sorry, I don't know your name. He plays like the father of one of the other daughters. This story follows the three girls on prom night, trying to find an area to get it on with their dates or their boyfriends. All the while, John Cena, Judd Apatow's wife, and real life Butthead are trying to put an end to the plans of getting laid. That's pretty much, that's the movie. I would say this movie has a lot of similarities to the Neighbors movies as well as Superbad. Like, it's very relatable to the Neighbors movies because it's like the older generation is trying to decode what the younger generation is trying to do, and then they're plotting ways to try to like thwart the younger generation and failing horribly. And it's Superbad because it kind of follows the same storyline but from a woman's perspective of trying to get laid. Superbad didn't revolve around prom. It was more around that big party. I would say it's a combination of those two movies. Going into it, I was super worried that all the funny parts have already been seen in the trailers. Obviously, the part where John Cena butt chugs a beer, saw that in the trailers. This movie's packed with funny jokes. It's really in touch with modern day teenager type things like emojis, some of the slang that they use. So the humor, I think, is really, really relatable to like modern day kids and adults. With the movie being brought to you by the same people that brought you The Neighbors, you can definitely tell Seth Rogen's got his fingers in it. It was interesting watching this movie because you're used to hearing jokes about dicks and wieners from a man's perspective, and there's a lot of jokes in there from the female's perspective. I've never actually realized that grabbing a man's limp wiener could be like grabbing a dead snake. It's hilarious. I think it's a great description. I never really thought of what a penis is like in the hands of a woman. A couple of things in this movie that kind of skis me out a little bit. The story does follow high school girls in like sexual scenarios. Made me feel kind of creepy at points, but what made me feel very creepy was the 65-year-old man in front of me who was asking to get in on some of that action when the three girls were talking about explicit sexual activities that they were going to be doing. A very thrilling moment in the movie for me. Get to see John Cena's bare ass. My God, that man is like a piece of artwork. That body is like Da Vinci fucking chiseled that man out of granite. I think John Cena's really funny in this movie, and I'm not just saying that because he is my man crush. He's great at playing like the nitwit, clueless, innocent dad. He's really good at that role. If you're a fan of Office Space and you remember Lumbergh, well, if you ever wondered what Lumbergh's dick looks like, you'll see it in this movie. You see a lot of it in this movie. In fact, you see so much of it if you work for Initech, you probably want to fucking kill yourself because you see Lumbergh's dick so much. High level too. He's just average. Maybe a little over average. I will say this, there's a lot of like relationship stuff between like daughters and their moms and daughters and their dad. Really couldn't relate to some of that stuff. There's some heartfelt moments in the movie as well as some of the gross out comedy. The thing is, I'm really glad they didn't try doing, I take whatever happened in the last most outrageous comedy and they try to like fucking one up it by 1,000, make it as like gruesome and gross and graphic as they possibly can. And this movie didn't do that. There's still some gratuitous like nude scenes involving male genitalia. It's not done in like an overly graphic way. It's tasteful, full frontal male nudity, and not in an artsy-fartsy way. I'd say if you're into like the Seth Rogen type comedy movies, this is definitely one you want to check out. Maybe don't rush out opening night, but maybe, you know, opening weekend, it's worth seeing. It's funny, it's an average Seth Rogen comedy movie. Although one thing that really drove me nuts, they over-exaggerate prom party. I've never seen prom parties like this in this movie. I've never seen prom hotel parties like this in this movie. Very unrealistic, but that's also coming from a guy who didn't go to prom. You know, maybe I just wasn't invited to those things. Make sure you stick around after the first couple minutes of credits. Nothing like a Marvel-size cutscene, but there is still got a couple more gags to get in for you. that's it for this Red Light review. I hope you liked it. Make sure you like, share, and comment. If you go see the movie, let me know what you thought too. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts were. I'd love it if you gave my channel a subscription. We got more Red Light reviews coming your way.